Today we're going to check out a new character created by Malamander, Bison. I'll put a link in the description below where you can download the file. This is just going to be a short overview, as I don't really have any tech for the character yet since it's pretty new. This is just a first impression of what the character offers in terms of moveset. Let's start with normals. His standing light attack is similar to that of Nova or Ryu's, where it can cancel into itself even on whiff. I don't have the frame data for the character, but from my analysis it's a 5-frame startup. On hit he can even chain them multiple times and follow up for an easy combo. His standing medium attack has good range and can hit twice from close, which could have been useful against characters with armor, but seems too slow to be effective and should probably just be used for combos. The standing heavy might be more useful for playing mid-range footsies, as it appears to have almost the same startup as the medium attack, but a little more range and easier to hit confirm. Just be cautious when hitting from max range, as if you cancel on the launcher too quickly, you might end up whiffing on smaller and mid-sized characters. Although that doesn't seem to be a problem on larger characters like Sentinel. Bison has one command normal from the ground. It's forward H. It looks like an overhead, but unfortunately it isn't. You can cancel on the launcher or your special moves afterwards, so it can be very useful for combos, and it's also supposed to be able to adjust some of the height for juggling in combos, but it doesn't really have any other applications. This crouching light, similar to the standing one, can cancel into itself. Looks to be about a 5 to 6 frame startup and has good range for a move that speed, so this is definitely useful. Crouch medium is almost as fast, but slightly less range. Seems like it could be an effective anti-air tool, but it's probably used more for combos. One of the most recognizable normals in fighting game history, Bison's Crouch H is very much intact here. A great tool for mid-range since it travels quite a bit and it's easy to combo with. Your opponent can definitely react to it though, with the startup frames being in the mid-20s if you hit from max range. His walk speed is fairly average, but he's got some great movement options and ways to get around the stage. His dash is above average and can move pretty quick if you know how to plink. Bison can teleport to any of the 4 corners on the screen by inputting down down with one of the 4 attack buttons. Using light and launcher will keep you on the ground to either the left or the right side of the screen, regardless of where your opponent is. Medium and heavy work exactly the same way, except the teleport will leave you in the air. This seems like a great tool to use to close the distance against opponents who like to zone from full screen, and can lead to a lot of mix-ups using assists or your own specials even. And if a 4-way teleport isn't enough for you, you have one more option where you can press any attack button and a special together to teleport forward on the ground, and even phase to your opponent. Death Flutter can be used to leap towards your opponent and offer a few special air attacks. You'll get differences in height and distance based on which version you use between light, medium, and heavy. During Death Flutter you can press light or medium to get the head press. Both versions can OTG, but the light version can be cancelled in the Skull Diver, while the medium version can ground bounce. Devil's Reverse can be done with the heavy button during Death Flutter. You can even do Death Flutter while already in the air. Using the special or launcher during Death Flutter activates the EX version of Devil's Reverse, which can cross up your opponent at the expense of half a meter. Quarter Circle Forward Light is the Psycho Blast. It's a close range projectile, and the cool thing about it is that it actually causes hard knockdown. The recovery is pretty fast on this move, so you can OTG by yourself afterwards. Not sure if you'd use this move often in neutral, but it's pretty good for combo extensions. Psycho Crusher can be done with Quarter Circle Forward medium or heavy buttons. The medium has faster startup, but the heavy version does travel further, as you would expect. There is also an EX version of Psycho Crusher you can do by using the special attack button, but it will cost you a full meter to do so. It's projectile invincible, and you can combo from it without an assist. The projectile invincibility isn't right away though, so do be cautious how you use it. Another unique feature of the EX version is that the opponent is blocking, you can actually go right through them. Psycho Inferno is a backwards quarter circle move that you can use to OTG for extending combos with assists or go right into a super. It also nullifies incoming projectiles. You can also do the EX version for half a meter, and the attack comes out on both sides and you're able to combo from it on your own. Quarter circle back medium or heavy will be your scissors kick. These can be done on the ground or in the air, but aren't really standout moves outside of combos. His air normals are pretty unexceptional, but given the amount of other tools that he has on the ground and the options he offers with his teleports, this seems pretty fair. Psycho Field is a pretty interesting move because it's such a slow moving projectile that you can actually end up in front of it if you shoot it full screen. I could see the potential in creating a lot of mix-up opportunities and allowing you to get in safely, but it's pretty slow to start up. The Psycho Shot is a projectile that goes up to catch airborne opponents, but I'm not quite sure how effective this is yet. Both Psycho Field and Shot can be done in the air as well. Bison has 2 level 1 supers. The quarter circle forward one initiates Ultimate Psycho Crusher. This one can be done on the ground as well as in the air and will go all the way across the screen. Similar to the EX version, there is projectile invincibility, but the Hyper version starts up much faster than the EX. The other level 1 super is Quarter Circle Back, which shoots an orb all the way across the screen until it reaches the opponent. The recovery is pretty quick, so it's even possible to go for follow-ups after the hit. His Alpha Assist is the EX version of Psycho Inferno. It OTGs and it's a pretty great tool for extending combos. His Beta Assist is Psycho Field, and I think this may be his best assist, but the only downside is that it's slow to start up. The Gamma Assist is both Psycho Shots at once. If you're zoning against a mobile character, this could help cover more of the screen. Bison is fairly new, so he may be a bit unbalanced, but from first impressions, I think he may be one of the most fun characters I've played. He's got a huge moveset, and it really allows for a lot of creativity in the neutral and in combos. He has a couple of projectiles, but is definitely geared towards those who like to rush down and play a heavy mix-up game. I can't wait to see what kind of tech players come up with for him. Big thanks to Malamander for all the work they've done to create this mod, and I hope to see more characters from you in the future.